Hi everybody, welcome back to class. It's Mark and I'm happy to be back in Indiana. Today is Monday, June 29th, and I got back about midnight last night, so sorry this video is a little bit late. Heard from several of you while I was gone to Coal City that you found the little videos I posted about that town interesting. I have a couple more. I'll put those on the announcement page. If you think they're interesting, take a look. If you aren't interested, that's fine too. It has nothing to do with class. I just thought it was something that you might find interesting. So let's take a look at what we have to do for the next session. We are finishing up writing project 2 and starting to generate ideas for writing project 3 in this class session, which is class session number 7. Let's open it up and take a look and see what we have to do this week. Of course, we have 2 class sessions for the week, and almost everybody is on target, if not ahead, and I think that's fantastic. So we're going to finish up writing project 2 by following steps 7 through 10. We are finalizing the peer feedback. There's a lot of that going on right now, and I think that's great. We're going to take a look, an advanced look at writing project 3. You won't be starting that in class session 7. You will in class session 8, but they're both in the same week. 2 supplemental resources on finding a topic and finding images. The finding a topic is for writing project 3. Finding images is for the next discussion board. Final draft of writing project 2 has to be turned in, and we also have the new discussion board that we're going to start. So let's get into the learning activities and see what's there. Writing project 2, steps 7 through 10. And these will all start to look very familiar the more we get into class, because the steps, with 1 or 2 minor exceptions, are pretty much the same every time. Excuse me. If it ever opens. All right, so the previous week you already finished all steps 1 through 6. So we've only got the last 4 steps, and they are conducting peer response, which I mentioned is already taking on. You're going to use that peer response and the response you got from me to polish your draft. I have already read everyone's draft with 1 student's exception, but I will do that today. So you should have your feedback from me. You're going to revise and turn it in. In the instructions, notice it says you're turning in your final draft. You're also turning in your situational analysis. Here's one change. It says submit a cover letter describing and explaining the feedback you received from your peers and from me. Don't do this part, okay? Turn in the final draft, turn in the situational analysis, skip the cover letter. 1 student has already turned in their final version. They did include the cover letter because they were working ahead, and why that's admirable. You don't have to do it. Yeah, it mentions step number 9 discussed in your cover letter. Again, skip it. Just want to make sure that you turn it in 2 places. One to turn it in, which is the plagiarism checking software, and then 1 to me, and you'll turn it in both places. Let's go back this way. I don't think I need to spend a lot of time talking about peer response feedback because, as I've previously mentioned, this is great. Everyone's getting a lot of feedback, and although I don't participate in these discussion boards, obviously I do read them, and I think everyone's giving out some really good information. Writing is a communal act. No one is a good enough writer, at least not around here, to generate fantastic essays every time independently. It takes a lot of other people reading what you're working on. All right, let's take a look at writing project 3. I was just on this page. Again, steps 1 through 6. Don't go any further. For this writing project, you will inform a specific audience, and that word is specific is important, about a problem or issue you believe your audience needs to know about. This is the informative essay. And what I want to emphasize in this, because I've seen this in previous classes I've taught, you are just informing a specific group of people that you're writing for about this problem. In this essay, as it says in the instructions, do not weigh in with your own views or opinions. In this essay, you should never include the words I think, I feel, etc. You're not writing for yourself, and you're not inserting yourself in the essay. You're simply writing about a problem or a cause or a concern for another group of people. You want to inform them, hence the name, the informative essay. The problem, issue, or controversy you should write about will be the same one you researched for the annotated bibliography. This must be derived from the core readings. So, pick something in the core readings. This is also important. Because you're writing for a specific audience, you're going to tailor your draft to appeal to them. If you're writing about problem A and your relevant audience are people aged 15 to 18, you might use one approach or one style. If you're writing about problem A and you're writing for senior citizens, you're going to write your essay a little differently. So who you think you're writing for, and it can be a hypothetical group of people, is important. I know you're going to read through this in detail, but I'm just hitting the highlights. Minimum of 1,000 words. Yeah, the word count keeps going up, but most of you write much more than you need to for the drafts and for the final version. So word count hasn't really been a problem for anybody in this class. Your first draft will be due in class session 9, which is the same week as this one. So you're finalizing writing project 2. This is class session 7 and 8, not 9. So it's actually due next week. I got ahead of myself. I still have Coal City in my head. A little discombobulated. And you're turning in your first draft, yeah, as it says, in class session 9. So it is next week. I misspoke. Sorry about that. There's a supplemental resource on selecting a topic. I won't go through it now, but if you're stuck, can't think of what you want to write about, that will help. If you have a good idea already, you can skip this part. Assignments and assessments. This is the new discussion board. Session 7 and Session 8, every picture tells a story. As it mentions, it is a brainstorming activity to get you to start to think about different aspects of a problem or issue. And I think this one's actually going to be pretty fun to do. You only have to write 2 or 3 sentences describing the problem. Then you're going to find 3 images that address that problem. Not 3 images from the same point of view or the same perspective, but 3 different images about the same issue but coming from different angles. As it mentions in caps, I didn't write these, different images from different sites showing different approaches to the topic. And when you go into the discussion board, you're going to post the pictures there. I would prefer you include them as attachments, just make them JPEGs, but if you want to paste them in, I guess you can. So, just a couple of sentences describing the issue, and then write 200 words about the images that you selected and why. And why is more important. And then we're going to finalize writing project 2. Again, this link is where you attach it and send it to me. And you're also going to attach it here, so it goes into turnitin.com. I think that is it for session 7, but let me take one more look. Make sure we've covered it all. Yep, that's it. I will catch everyone on the video for class session 8 here in just a little while. In the meantime, as I always say, reach out to me. Text me at 812-498-4200. Call me at 800-416-1747. And my email address, mstenger and the number 1 @ivytech.edu. Talk to you soon, everybody.